I'm Margaret Dalton. I spent 37 years as a flight attendant for a major U.S. carrier, domestic and international, coast to coast, across the Atlantic, across the Pacific, every kind of route you can imagine. I have worked over 16,000 flights. And I need to tell you something that nobody at the airline, nobody at the airport, and nobody in your family is going to tell you. The airport you are walking into is not the airport you remember. And if you are over 60, the system that is waiting for you on the other side of those sliding glass doors was not built for you. It was built to move the most people through the fastest possible pipeline. And if you cannot keep up, if you are confused, if you are slow, if you need help, you are on your own. I watched it happen to thousands of passengers across nearly 4 decades. But the one who changed me, the one I still think about when I cannot sleep, was a man named Gerald Whitmore. I will tell you what happened to Gerald. But first, I need you to understand how the airport became a place that can break a person. I grew up in this industry. I started flying at 22, when airports still had ticket counters staffed by human beings who looked you in the eye, when gate agents knew regular passengers by name, when someone who looked confused would get a hand on their shoulder, not a gesture toward a touchscreen. I watched all of that disappear year by year. Self-service kiosks, digital boarding passes, automated bag drops, facial recognition, apps for everything, progress. But for who? My father flew for the last time at age 73. He was a proud man, Army veteran, ran his own hardware store for 40 years, never asked anyone for anything. I booked his ticket online because he did not know how. I told him to check in on the app. He did not have the app. I downloaded it for him. He could not find it on his phone. I printed his boarding pass and put it in his jacket pocket and said, "Dad, just hand this to the person at the gate." He nodded like he understood, but there was something in his eyes, this flicker of fear that I had never seen in him before, not once in my life. And I pretended I didn't see it, because it was easier to pretend than to admit that my own father was terrified of an airport. He made it to his flight, but when he landed and I picked him up, he was quiet. He did not talk about the trip. He did not talk about seeing his brother. He said, "The airport is not for people like me anymore." And he never flew again. I carry that. I carry it because I worked in that airport. I was part of that system, and I did not fix it for my own father. Gerald Whitmore, 76 years old, retired postal carrier from Terre Haute, Indiana. He was flying from Indianapolis to Charlotte to see his daughter and meet his first grandchild, a baby girl born 3 days earlier. His wife, Ruth, had died 8 months before. Pancreatic cancer, fast and merciless. Gerald had not traveled anywhere since the funeral. His daughter told me later, because she wrote to the airline and the letter made its way to our crew, that he had been so excited about this trip that he had laid out his clothes the night before, like a child on Christmas Eve. He wore a pressed blue button-down shirt and a tie to fly coach from Indianapolis to Charlotte. Because Gerald Whitmore was from a generation that believed you dressed up when you went somewhere important. And meeting your granddaughter for the first time was the most important somewhere he had left. He arrived at the airport 3 hours early because his daughter told him to give himself extra time. Smart advice. But 3 hours in a modern airport when you are 76 and alone and your wife is gone and the world has changed around you, 3 hours is a long time. Gerald went to the check-in counter. There was no counter. There were kiosks, 6 of them, lined up like little soldiers, each one with a touchscreen, and no instructions that made sense to a man who had spent his career sorting mail by hand. He stood in front of one for several minutes, pressing buttons, starting over. His confirmation number was on a piece of paper in his wallet, but the kiosk wanted him to scan something, and he did not have anything to scan. A younger woman finally stepped forward and helped him print his boarding pass. Gerald thanked her 3 times. He told his daughter later that he almost cried right there, not because the kiosk defeated him, but because a stranger had to rescue him and nobody whose job it was had even noticed. He got through security fine. He was over 75, so he did not have to remove his shoes, which was a small mercy. But the terminal was enormous. His gate was B47. He was near A12. The signs were everywhere, which is the same as no signs when you are 76 and overwhelmed and the font is too small. He walked 20 minutes in the wrong direction before a janitor, not an airline employee, a janitor, noticed him and pointed him the right way. By the time Gerald found gate B47, he was breathing hard. His legs hurt, his back hurt. He sat down in one of those hard plastic chairs that airports have decided are acceptable for human beings, and he waited. He held his boarding pass in both hands, like it was a letter from someone he loved. And then they changed the gate. I need you to understand something about gate changes. If you have a smartphone with the airline app, you get a notification, a little buzz in your pocket. If you do not have the app, if you are Gerald Whitmore with a flip phone and a printed boarding pass, you find out when they announce it over the PA system. Except the PA in most airports sounds like someone talking through a paper towel roll from the bottom of a swimming pool. Gerald did not hear the announcement. Or maybe he heard it and could not process it. Because gate changes are announced with flight numbers and designations rattled off faster than even I, after 37 years, could sometimes follow. Gerald sat at B47 for 45 minutes after his flight had moved to B31. He sat there in his blue button-down shirt and his tie, holding his boarding pass, waiting to meet his granddaughter. When he finally realized the gate was empty, when he looked around and saw no one, no airline staff, no passengers, he panicked. He got up too fast. His knee buckled. He grabbed the armrest of the chair to catch himself, and he stood there, shaking, trying to figure out what had happened and where everyone had gone. He found the new gate, but the door was closed. The jetway was pulled back. The plane was still there. He could see it through the window, but the gate agent told him, "I'm sorry, sir. The door is closed. I can't reopen it." Gerald said, "But that's my flight. My daughter just had a baby. I'm supposed to be on that plane." The gate agent said she could rebook him. The next available flight was 7 hours later. Gerald sat down at gate B31, and he did not move for a long time. He did not call his daughter because he did not want her to worry. He did not ask for help because he had already been a burden to a stranger at the kiosk and to a janitor in the terminal, and he could not bear to be a burden again. He sat in his pressed shirt and his tie, and he waited, alone, in an airport that had taken everything from him except his dignity, and it was working on that too. He made the later flight. He met his granddaughter that evening instead of that morning. But his daughter told me in her letter that when he walked off the jetway in Charlotte, he looked 10 years older than when she had seen him at Ruth's funeral. And he said to her, "I don't think I can do that again, sweetheart." He was not talking about flying. He was talking about being invisible. He was talking about being a human being in a system that does not see human beings. And here is where I have to be honest with you. I was part of that system. For 37 years, I walked through terminals full of Gerald Whitmores, elderly men and women standing at kiosks with panic in their eyes, people squinting at departure boards, gripping their bags, too proud to ask for help. And how many times did I stop? How many times did I walk over and say, "Can I help you?" Not enough. I was rushing to my gate, checking my phone, thinking about my schedule. I told myself it was not my job when they were not on my plane. But they were somebody's Gerald. Every one of them was somebody's father waiting to meet a grandchild, somebody's grandmother trying to say goodbye. I think about a woman I met on a flight from Denver to Philadelphia, Helen Pratt, 71, traveling alone for the first time since her husband's stroke left him in a care facility. She had booked the cheapest ticket she could find on a fixed income. What nobody told her was that the cheapest ticket was basic economy. No seat selection, no overhead bin access, no changes, no refunds. She was assigned a middle seat in row 38, her carry-on forced under the seat in front of her. She could not reach her medication. She could not get to the aisle without asking the stranger beside her, and she was too embarrassed to ask. She sat there for 3.5 hours, her knees pressed against the seat ahead, her purse with her heart medication trapped beneath it. I noticed her face when we landed, gray, tight. I asked if she was all right. She had a connection, so I walked her to her gate myself. She grabbed my arm, not hard, just firm, the way your mother grabs your arm when she is trying not to fall. And she said, "Thank you. Nobody has been kind to me all day. Nobody has been kind to me all day. You are sitting there right now, and you have a flight coming up, maybe next week, maybe next month, and you are telling yourself it will be fine, that you have flown before. But when was the last time? 2 years? 5? Because I promise you, the airport you remember is not the airport you are walking into. The kiosks have changed. The apps have changed. Basic economy did not exist 10 years ago, and now it is the default on most airline websites. It can trap you in a middle seat with no way to change it. Gate changes happen on a phone you might not have. Wheelchair assistance sometimes shows up and sometimes does not. You have to know these things. And if you are too proud to ask for help, let me tell you something I wish I had told my own father. Pride has caused more missed flights, more tears, and more heartbreak in airports than any mechanical delay I have ever seen. Here is what I need you to do. Call the airline a week before your flight. Ask what to expect. Ask about wheelchair assistance if you need it. Do not be ashamed. Check your ID. Make sure it is valid. Make sure it meets real ID requirements if you are flying domestically. Arrive early, earlier than you think. Find your gate and sit there. If the gate changes, ask someone where to go. And if you are a son or daughter putting your parent on a plane, do not drop them at the curb. Walk them to security. Write down the gate number. Put your phone number in their pocket. Be the person that nobody at the airline is going to be. This channel is for people like us. People who remember when travel felt human and who deserve to know what it feels like now so they can protect themselves. If this reached you, send it to someone who is about to fly. Subscribe if you want more, because 37 years gave me more stories than I can carry alone. And I would rather share them while they can still make a difference. Gerald met his granddaughter 7 hours late. He never flew again. Do not let the airport decide when you stop living your life. But for God's sake, walk in there prepared. Nobody else is going to prepare you.